Hello, it's the Tiger Nation, and welcome into another episode of Inside the Huddle. Alongside the head coach, Greg Ruffin, I'm Joshua Jackson. Coach, we'll keep our look going with the defense now. We'll take a look at the defensive line. This is a unit over the past few years that's been battered. Really haven't had a lot of success in regards to being able to consistently get after the quarterback. You do lose your best pass rusher from last year in Joey Williams, so that's a big hole that you'll have to replace. But you've brought in a lot of guys. The guys that you got coming back, you brought in a lot of quality depth, a lot of quality talent that you can help hopefully be able to turn your fortunes this year.
Well, we're impressed with some of the young guys that are coming in. Of course, coming out of spring, Deontay Hill ended up having a fairly decent spring, so we're going to be expecting some things. Hadn't played a lot of football over the last 2 or 3 years, so he's still going to be a guy that's going to have to be able to get himself into, as we say, football shape in terms of from a mental capacity as well as a physical capacity. We got to get more out of Gavin Anderson. Gavin's played linebacker, got a little bit overweight. We put his hand in the ground, so that's an adjustment that he's going to have to make. I think one of the biggest surprises out of spring, though, there's been a kid like Jalani, tough, undersized kid, very physical, though, plays with great pad, leverage, and I think, we're going to get some things out of him, and then we'll see how Antonio Gamble progresses as we move forward as, guys that are returners. As you say, losing Joey Williams was a big downside to coming in the program and having a kid that had that much production, over the last 2 or 3 years here. Very excited about some of these young guys coming in, the Cortland Faison, the Julian Seversons, Tavon Reed, Brian West out of Baker County, the Dougal kid out of Sandalwood. So the onus is going to be on whether or not we can rush the passer and put pressure on people this year. So I think that, as those kids come in here and they come in with the right attitude, definitely high motor guys. So we probably got a good group that we can put together that we can, see if we can get some success week in and week out.
And as each episode goes along, you see guys that you're getting from quality programs. You just talk about Baker County, a team that continues to grow and get better, that's played for a state championship. You've got good kids you continue to get from Miami Northwestern, just won the 7A championship last year. Sandalwood from right here in Jacksonville, another tough program. You just continue to get guys from quality programs that have done well, that have contributed to championship programs on the district level and the state championship level. So that really says a lot about the program and where it's going to go.
Well, another kid, the Bennett kid out of Jacksonville, he's a big time defensive end. I forgot about him. Our thing is, we're going to scout inside out. We want to make sure that we're going after the best kids that are in our neck of the woods. As you look at Baker County being as close as it is to our footprint. As you look at, where in terms of the kids that, out of Clay County. Of course, Duval, Nassau. We're going to recruit our area. We're going to try to put a fence up around our area and start showing kids that, hey, this is a greater place to play as any and get a quality education. I had a good chance to talk with Dr. Faison another day. He said I asked him, I said, well, if you had to say one thing about where we're going with this thing, he said emerging eminence, and I think. That's to be said for everything that we do here. There's a mantra of having an emerging eminence of we're going to be successful. We're going to stand out over here on Kings Road.
Here with Edward Waters defensive line coach, Vernon Edwards. Coach, this is your 5th season here on the football program as a coach. You're the lone holdover from the previous coaching staff to this coaching staff under Coach Ruffin. Just the changes that you've seen going on with the new locker rooms and you see that there's a lot more spirit, a lot more things just really moving in the right direction. Just from a guy who's really, like I said, the lone holdover from the last coaching staff to what you see now. Just talk about those changes and how you think they'll help best benefit the program.
The change was great. Coach Ruffin just came in and just started off top, man, with getting things together as far as excitement for the guys. With, like you said, the locker room, the field that'll be put in place. Everything is new, and that's what these guys need, newness. Being around, other guys and things like that, I've been able to, grow and develop under their tutelage. But right now with Coach Ruffin and everything that he's doing right now, he's built an organization, and I think that is going to be the big foundation for our football team's success as an organization. We saw a little snippet of it in the spring, and I'm just imagining right now what it's going to look like in the fall, and the kids are already excited, and I'm excited, even just to have an opportunity to come and be a part of what he's about to do here at Ward's College.
This will be another look going into the conference play, looking at the offenses that you've seen over your time as a defensive line coach. You know that these offenses that we'll be facing this year really teams that can really sling it around, can really get it done, throwing the ball around the field, and really there's a lot of guys that on other offenses that can run the football very, very well. So it's very paramount to have a quality defensive line to be able to win those battles at the line of scrimmage and help you get those wins later on this year.
Yes, it's definitely important, especially on the defensive line part. You know, we can't fill the shoes of a Joey Williams. You know, that was a guy right there that was all around the football. But we do have guys that we have recruited that will come in and help put pressure on the quarterback, because that's definitely important. And like I tell my guys, especially in the spring, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do up front, put pressure on the guys, we'll make it easy for everybody else behind us. And that is our mindset this year. We had a slogan in the spring called IHOP, International House of Pressure. That's what we have to do. We got to bring that pressure every single play. And I really feel like with the guys we have returning and the guys that we have recruited coming into the program, that's exactly what's going to be done.
First guy we'll take a look at is a guy out of Baker County High School, 5'11", 295, a lot of power out of Brian West out of Baker County High School over there with Atlanta.
Yeah, Brian West is a big-time addition to our program, a big-time addition to the defensive line. Like I said, he's a guy that demands a double team. Anytime you try to put two guys on him, he's trying to find ways to split it after watching film on him. Talked to several coaches in the area who played against Baker County High School. He was the one that they had to, revolve their offense around, trying to stop this guy right here. It felt like if they can contain him, they had a good chance on their side of the ball. But he's a guy right now we're looking to come in and make an impact right away.
It'll be a family affair on the defensive line as we recruited his cousin and signed his cousin. His bookend mate there at Baker County, Tavion Reed, 5'11", 290, also at Baker County.
Tavion Reed, they're exactly the same, if you ask me. And I really believe that this is another big time addition to our program. Reed and West, one thing that they do when they came on their visit, they're in competition with each other. They like to outdo each other and things like that, which I like that. That's going to bring nothing but competition throughout the whole defensive line. And both of them will be vying for a starting position on our defensive line going into the 2018 season. I'm just ready to see both of them get out there right now and just go at it. Put pressure on these offenses that we'll be going against this year.
Next time we'll take a look at, we'll go over to the south side of Jackson. We'll go over to take a look at Matthew McDougal, 6'2", 210 out of Sandalwood High School. Of course, Sandalwood, a great program under our coach Adam Geis. Another great Sandalwood team will come here to play with here and watch.
Yeah, Matthew, when I went over to take a look at him, he was a kid that I knew that could come in and fit what we're trying to do here at Edward Waters. A guy that can definitely get around the edge, can also play linebacker at times as well. But I really think he's going to best fit us as a rush end, somebody to put pressure on the quarterback, funnel the quarterback or running back into guys like Brian West and Tavion Reed and other guys that we'll have on the interior side of football. Like I said, put pressure on the quarterback, and definitely we'll have some success in the defensive back spots when the quarterback is throwing the ball in the end. We're picking it off, taking it back to the house.
Next up, we'll take a look at as a guy who's won a state championship, the current reigning 7A state champion out of Miami Northwestern, Portland Faison, 6'2", 194 out of Miami Northwestern.
Miami Northwestern, I mean, you say that name right there, it's a lot of great athletes came out of that school, and of course, the city of Miami. And Faison fits the mold of what is bred in that school. Faison is just like another McDougal, a guy that can also come off the edge. We'll see time at linebacker as well. A guy that'll thump you. He might be small in size, but he's a guy that packs a lot of power in this small field.
Speaking of small bills, they say dynamite comes in small packages. This is a guy who's been a state champion as a weightlifter out of Graceville High School, Graceville, Florida. Julian Severson, 5'8", 310, strong guy out of Graceville High School.
A little stump. That's what I've already given him a name when he comes into camp. Julian is also a weightlifting champion as well. Very strong. Probably will be one of the strongest guys on the defensive line. Will be a guy that will definitely be vying for not only playing time but starting position too on our defensive line. The guy that I feel like definitely needs to demand a double team, because if you put one guy over him, I don't think it's going to be a matchup. He'll get right past him. Looking for him to come in and compete right away.
Finally, we'll take a look at Tyrone Patterson out of Ocala Vanguard, another quality program out in Central Florida, 5'11", 250 out of Ocala Vanguard.
Tyrone Patterson is a guy that I feel like will be in the interior, can also play some defensive end for us as well. A guy that is very quick off his feet, It definitely, I've seen this film splitting double teams to the max. Some guy that we can definitely look at film for our guys to look at, and when we're teaching the proper way to split double teams and things like that. Tyrone is another guy too that can definitely put pressure on anybody that has a football in the backfield. And one thing about it, when we were recruiting Tyrone, we wanted to make sure that we recruited guys that can get back there and do some things in the backfield, and he was one of our high quality guys that we went out and recruited this past season.
As we take a look at everything, the one thing that's kind of been the Achilles heel on the defensive line is there's not been a lot of quality depth. There's been an injury-plagued unit that you've had over the past few years, but with you getting these guys in, when you patch them, when you pair them with guys like a Gavin Anderson and Deontay Hill and Antonio Gamble, Jalal Neal, guys who played a lot of football here at Edward Waters, you've got guys that really come in that are really ready to go, and there's going to be a lot of competition there on that defensive line for those starting spots.
That's the main thing, is the competition. I really believe, being a tenured guy here at Edward Waters, that we've had guys on that first wave that if they look back, they really didn't have too much, to look back forward to. And so we had to play guys a lot, and like you said, the injury bug hit, and that was one of the reasons why, our season was always in a slump, because, once that starter goes down, it was hard to fill that position again. Now going out and recruiting and getting these quality players, I really believe that our defense line is going to be stronger than ever. Probably one of the best defensive lines to come through Edward Waters College. And I'm not just saying that because, just being a former coach here and able to come back and have a new group. I mean, this is going to be an exciting year right here, especially on the defensive side of football.
Can't wait to see how it all shakes out. Coach, thanks for the time.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Josh.
Coach, let's look at your defensive line, and again, just a wide variety of talent and a lot of quality depth that you'll be able to have to hopefully be able to get some things going in the right direction here in 2018.
I think the prayer that I have is that we'll be able to get through camp. We're a 3.5 week stretch before we open up that first game against St. Andrews, and we can come out of camp healthy, in good spirits, in good shape. And like you said, playing that first game, it's not so much what you do, it's how much of it you do and what you can do at a high level. So we're going to keep this thing pretty simple, as we get it started out. So because we want the kids to play fast, and I think as we install those particular plans, going forward, August 1st, I think, as we kind of get a weekly assessment as to where we're going, we'll be able to put these guys in the right places for us to be successful.
And in a non-football note, before we close out this week's show, we had our press conference earlier in the week. A guy who you've really been close with for a lot. Fred Summers was hired as a new head basketball coach here at Edward Waters. You guys are Lyon brothers at Omega with Amigo Sapphire Fraternity Incorporated, both graduates of Lane College up in Tennessee, and you guys have a great relationship over your careers. How does it feel to have a guy that you've been close to for a long, long time, able to work with him again and really hope to get these the two marquee sports back up to the where levels they need to be at?
Well, it's kind of ironic that you say that, because it's one of those deals where, when you're in college and all that, you think you're going to go back to your alma mater and we're going to do this, and the good Lord put us here at Edward Waters to do it. So it's still going to get done, you know what I mean? But I was glad to see him get the opportunity to come here. Of course, his wife works here, and it's just a good opportunity for him to get back in the same city with his wife, and of course he has a daughter that's a graduating senior here in December. So Edward Waters, it means something to him. Like I said, he's got a daughter that's going to be an alum of the institution. Wife, like I said, works here, and Fred do a good job. One thing about it is, he's, we have that same mindset of, you got to go get some players, and you got to get the best players your money can buy, and I think he'll do that. And of course, he had success winning NCSSA national championship at Concordia, winning the Coach of the Year in his first year last year at Talladega College. So, I got some things I got to emulate from Fred. He's had some success and had some success here recently. So I'm glad that, he's afforded the opportunity, and the institution saw fit that he would be the guy. And I think we're just going to try to do everything we can to make EWC, the family, the alumni, and all our constituents proud.
And next week, we'll take a look at the defensive backs here on the show with defensive backs coach Corey Addison. For head coach Greg Ruffin and for defensive line coach Vernon Edwards, I'm Joshua Jackson. We'll talk to you again next week for another exciting episode of Inside the Huddle.